When voters visit their legislators about an issue that is important to them, that's lobbying. When parents speak at a school board meeting about a policy affecting the community, that's lobbying. When an organization addresses a government agency about proposed regulations or laws, that is also lobbying. Lobbying takes many forms, and at one time or another, many of us have participated in the practice. Lobbying is an ancient art, as old as government itself. Simply put, lobbying is advocacy of a point of view, either by individuals or groups. While most people think of lobbyists only as paid professionals, there are many independent, volunteer lobbyists, all of whom are protected by the same rights of free speech guaranteed by the Constitution. Lobbying is an important part of our democratic political process. Government decisions affect both people and organizations, and information must be provided in order to produce informed decisions. Public officials can't make fair and informed decisions without considering information from a broad range of interested parties. All sides of an issue must be explored in order to produce equitable government policies. Lobbying involves much more than educating or informing legislators about an issue. Its principal elements include researching legislation or regulatory proposals, monitoring and reporting on developments, attending hearings, working with coalitions interested in the same issues, and then educating not only officials but the public about the implications of various changes. The American League of Lobbyists is the nation's premier and largest organization established to enhance the professionalism for advocates in the public policy arena. On behalf of all Americans who have a stake in their government, the League addresses challenges that affect the rights of individuals and groups to make their views known about issues that affect our country. It provides a voice for lobbyists and works to ensure that those who engage in lobbying follow established ethics and rules.
Our mission is to enhance the development, professionalism, and high ethical standards for the advocates in the public policy arena. We also collectively address any challenges to the First Amendment right to petition the government for redress of grievances. The American League of Lobbyists also provides a great deal of training and seminars for our members.
The members of the American League of Lobbyists voluntarily comply with its code of ethics.
The code of ethics is important because we recognize the critical need for ethical behavior in public life. It establishes that high standard that the Founding Fathers envisioned when they provided all Americans with the right to petition their government.
Lobbyists give everyone a voice in the legislative process, which is essential for good economic policy.
Corporations must make certain that their voices are heard on Capitol Hill with the administration and with federal agencies. Legislators and regulators are dealing on a daily basis with legislation and regulations that can impact on their bottom line. It's particularly important for the small businesses that may not have the resources to have a Washington representative of their own. The association lobbyists make sure that their voices are heard.
Nonprofit organizations must also lobby for changes in legislation to benefit our country and society. Competing projects and initiatives presented by lobbyists provide legislators with information that helps decide which projects will serve the greatest number of constituents.
Nonprofits make up a huge segment of our economy, so it's important for the lobbyist, whether the lobbyist is talking about education or health care, to really have a voice out there. The congressional members, the state and local, they need to hear the nonprofit community, and lobbying is the way that they can do that. They can educate, they can advocate, and as I said, we are important to that community, and lobbyists can make a difference.
The First Amendment of the Constitution guarantees U.S. citizens the right to free speech and the right to petition Congress for redress of grievances. This right is essential to our freedoms and ability to hold the government accountable. From grassroots organizers to professional policy influencers, lobbyists perform a vital service not only to clients but also to the public at large. Modern government is too complex to allow legislators and the administration to make decisions without informed and logical input. In a typical congressional cycle, Congress alone deals with over 5,000 bills and resolutions and receives 200 million communications from constituents. The legislators and their staffs cannot be experts on every nuance of every bill, And that is where the lobbyists come in, to provide information on how an issue affects constituents, communities, and local businesses across the nation. In a participatory democracy, it is incumbent on every American to exercise their First Amendment rights and petition the government. Unfortunately, most people can't be in Washington full-time and are busy with their own jobs, so they retain someone who can be their voice full-time in Washington. The lobbyist's job is to be your advocate when you can't be there. Lobbying is an essential part of our political process. It gives people a voice and helps average Americans navigate the complex waters of the legislative and regulatory process.
We hope that this short video has helped demystify some of the misperceptions on lobbying. Lobbying is synonymous with education and information, and having more information is never a bad thing. For more information on lobbying, please visit our website,